during the time of COVID. So I welcome all of you out there in your home studios and all of you here in person at the beautiful Hoboken Library. Many thanks to the staff here at the library, in particular, our favorite librarian, Laura, who is in attendance, giving us technical assistance. Yay. So in March, because it's Women's History Month, we have been celebrating the work of women artists. And for our final artist today, I have chosen a woman with, I think, extraordinary talent. And as always, we are going to spend some time looking at her work, talking about her work, and then we are going to proceed with creating our own work. So here we go. We're going to start with a slideshow that I have created of her images. Let's see if I can make it work. Always a challenge. And someone please give me a thumbs up that you can see my screen, those of you who are at home. Excellent, thank you, Margot. I don't think we have any new folks today. Folks here, just give me 1 second. Lauren just came. Excellent, welcome back, Lauren. Been missing you. All right.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute. Good morning. It's good to be here. Thank you for that welcome.
You're very welcome. It's great to hear your voice. Woohoo.
I missed you guys as well.
Nice and strong and healthy too. Yay.
Oh, thanks so much.
You're welcome. So our artist for today, and I know I'm pronouncing her name correctly because I did watch a video in which she was interviewed. Our artist, and I toyed with the idea of showing this interview, the interview video to you today, except the quality of it was not so great. But her name is Mary Sibande, and Mary is a South African artist. She is a sculptor, a photographer, a painter, and a designer, but primarily a sculptor. Let's just jump in to images of her work. I heard somebody already say, wow. That's the kind of reaction I love to hear. Good morning, Lily. Mary Sibande was born April 11th, 1982. She is based in Johannesburg, South Africa. She uses the mediums and techniques of sculpture, painting, photography, and design to create these human forms and to construct an identity in a post-colonial South African context. So these, I believe, I'm not positive, I wish I knew, but I believe they are bronzes. She works first in clay, and then I believe they are cast in bronze. I could not find this information, even in the interview of her that I watched. She makes the clothing as well as the clay models. And she chooses the fabric deliberately. So the fabric of this dress is made from the same kind of fabric that Black female domestic workers make their uniforms from. Your guess is as good as mine. It could be ultramarine, it could be azure. I don't know the, shall we say, the legal name for that color. It's beautiful, right? In addition, Sibande focuses on using her work to show her personal experiences through the time of apartheid. For those of you who may not know, apartheid was a period of time in South Africa where Blacks, and I should explain, the word Blacks covers all of the original people who live in South Africa. I should say the original, morning Daniel, dark-skinned tribal people who live in South Africa. The term used to be Bantu, but now folks are referred to as Black. So very different from the United States where we say African American. That term does not apply in South Africa. People are called Black. So you'll hear me saying repeatedly Black, and that is why. So apartheid was a period of time when Black people were literally enslaved by the white colonial powers in South Africa and forced to do menial labor for the mining companies, for the wealthy people doing domestic chores and farm labor and construction labor as well. Her art also attempts to critique stereotypical depictions of women, particularly Black women. Love the spider web behind her, and we've talked about the connection between spiders and women. The spider in mythology all over the world is often associated with women. Anybody remember why? Take a guess.
She dominates the
Wait, sorry, loving that everybody's calling it one person at a time. Lily, I think you were first.
She usually the female spider dominates the male spider.
In some species, yes. What else?
I was thinking figuratively, like they spin webs around men.
Okay,
I like that.
I love that. Jane?
Yeah, well, I was building on that. I was thinking just web of life that we're, women are.
Really great guesses. One of the reasons why, maybe not the only reason why, is the spider works hard. Particularly the female spider, she's always working and caring for her young. So
Charles Webb.
somebody at home, does somebody at home have a further thought on that? The spider is frequently associated with femininity and
Sometimes
women.
Sometimes the female spider eats their children.
Okay, that one I did not know, but I believe you, Daniel.
Eats her mate. That's actually.
And their children too.
And eats her mate too. Okay, I did not know that one. Okay, cool. All right, now, so this image to me is interesting because it appears, you can read it several ways. It appears as if she's trapped by the web, but it also could be that she's freeing herself from the web and pushing away from the web. So I love that it has that ambiguity and you can interpret it different ways. The other interesting thing about Sibande's work is the dress is very Victorian. So she has this personal fantasy about escaping colonialism and yet rising to the highest rank of colonial power. Like Black women are the queens, and they should be the queens of society. And she often puts her female figures in this queenly Victorian attire to show their status, their importance. The figures are self-portraits. They are usually herself. Her mother was a domestic worker, and that is why she pays homage to domestic workers in her artwork. Let's look at another one. Yes.
This is a Victorian dress, but also the different layers are like the lines of the web too.
Yes. So there's this, thank you, Heather, for pointing out the aesthetic of this piece. I didn't even get to that yet. But Heather is talking about the fact that the different layers of the dress, the ripples of them mirror the lines in the spider web behind her. It's an amazing piece. And I love how her fingers are splayed out, also emphasizing the lines of the web, I think, and the lines in the folds of the material. To me, the blue looks like the blue of the New York Times delivery bags, which I personally love. So I have that connection too. All right. Now look at this one. Pretty awesome. So she chose to put the Black domestic worker on a horse.
Chicken,
What, Esty?
like more like a chicken.
Okay.
Chicken, that looks to me from here, the legs. Okay, horse, no, it's chicken. with a-
It is. It's a horse. It's a horse on its hind legs. It's rearing up. And she is sitting astride the back. Any guesses as to why she put the figure on a horse?
Is it more powerful?
More powerful. Think about every major sculpture you've ever seen. Usually, it's a white male general sitting on top of a horse. Am I right?
Right.
So here she's breaking all the stereotypes and turning history on its head by putting a Black woman, domestic worker, not just on the stallion's back, but controlling this huge beast as it's rearing up. So it really shows the power of the woman controlling this mammoth beast.
And she's not riding side saddle.
And she's not riding side saddle. So even though she's in that Victorian gown, she's definitely in control of the power of this horse. So there's a lot going on with this piece. This one is absolutely, you can see it's bronze. But the gown is fabric, and she designed it and made it, as well as cast the bronze horse.
Do you think the figure is also wrong?
Yes,
So then she would make the costume.
to fit the figure. Absolutely.
I think it's interesting that I was trying to get my mind around her period. You know, she's born in the 80s.
Mhm.
Apartheid, I want to say, ended in like 2008.
She lived during apartheid in
So,
South
and
Africa.
I was reading a little article in French about her, you know, that her whole affect is about post-apartheid and the stereotypes of feminine stereotypes. So it's interesting that it's almost as if she was born to experience it and then freed of it. And now, because she's relatively young, she didn't have to live her whole life under Yes.
Well, and that's interesting because she describes her childhood as wonderful. But she saw the reality around her. Her parents struggled to enable her to go to actually quite a good high school. So she was lucky compared to the kids in her neighborhood that she grew up with. She lived during apartheid, but did not suffer all of the adverse effects that many of her friends did. She felt that she had everything that she needed. Okay. And she said, here's a quote, "I guess that also pushed me in a certain direction. The fact that she was fortunate to have a mother who worked hard to send her to this good high school." She creates these fabulous installations in which they're often called, they have titles like the Queen, the Dead Queen, Long Live the Dead Queen. So the Queen is always the focal point and focus of her installations. She received a diploma in fine arts from the Technikon with Witwatersrand in 2004. She obtained a BTech degree from the University of Johannesburg in 2007. She wanted to be a fashion designer and in fact is very proud of her training and wants her work to celebrate the fashion industry. She believes that fashion and fine art are very close as expressive media.
Is the slide above the one that you're showing, is that the one with the big ball of yarn?
I'm sorry, this one with the
Yeah,
horse?
no, the one, that one.
Oh, I missed one, didn't I?
Well, because I'm fascinated by that. It's just.
Yes.
What to make of it.
Yes. And I'm sorry I missed this one. Not only is she holding the string of giant yarn, but the skirt of the dress is covered with red yarn. It's interlaced in the fabric. I don't know if it's sewn through the fabric. It's really hard to see in the photograph, but it's an incredible web of red yarn. And the red yarn is also connected to the image on the wall.
Right, yeah.
Right here.
Is there a reason for those two colors, red and the blue?
The British flag, which is red, white, and blue. So, which is interesting because Britain, which was a huge colonial power throughout Africa, was not such a big deal in South Africa. But I don't know, the Queen, the imagery of the Queen and Victorian England are very important to her.
The threads in that image are also extending onto the wall, onto that, what looks like kind of a moniker. Or...
Yeah, this picture right here, the thread goes right into this picture, the yarn. I think it's really beautiful. And this particular exhibition, she had one figure per room in the museum. We're going to look at this one briefly again. Photography is very important to her. She often installs her work in a certain way just so she can take photographs. She feels that she's marrying photography and fashion into the world of sculpture, and that is very important to her. All right. Let's look quickly through the rest. Another one of her installations. I love these thingies. They remind me of a little bit of my own work. And this portrait is Madam C.J. Walker, who was an African American So she has spent time in the United States and is interested in African American history and the history of oppression of Black people here in the United States as well. And Madam C.J. Walker is an inspiration for her. She was inspired by the fact that Madam C.J. Walker was the first Black female millionaire. And she's fascinated by that achievement. So this is actually human hair, I think. Madam C.J. Walker made her $1 million through hair care products. She created the first Black, no, that's not true. One of the first Black hair care product industries. She was not the first. She had rivals, but she was one of the most successful. And she was the first Black female millionaire, first African-American female millionaire. How much do we love this bow? I love this bow. Yeah, this is all an installation. This is one of her sculptures, figures. This is a self-portrait figure. And this is human hair.
Like the negative state.
Yes. This is a close-up of one of her figures. You get a sense of the kind of utilitarian quality of this fabric. You could see why domestic workers would be making their uniforms. It's really heavyweight. Doesn't look that way in the other photographs, but here you can get a feel for what it's like. This is a self-portrait, I know. It really looks a lot like the way she looks now. I'm not sure the works on the wall are hers. They look very different from anything I've seen by her, but I don't know. Love this one. So the uniform is always evolving into this high class, upper crust, fabulous gown. So escaping from the menial life to the life of the well-to-do is always part of her message. This is where the Black woman deserves to be, not here, but here. This is a sculpture. Yep, this is three-dimensional. Here's one of her paintings, I think, coming up next. Very different, right? But certainly you could get the feel of the fabric in this painting. I love the feet. And this next one's a sculpture that really I like, not because of the imagery, but because of what it represents. So these figures, and they're all life-size, are self-portraits. Her father was a soldier, but these are all her. So again, she's breaking the stereotype of male figures. Women can break free and do whatever they want to do. If they want to be fighters, they can. No weapons, though. That's interesting, right? It's all pretend guns. Maybe that's a message. Maybe women don't kill is the message. I love this one. The tilt of the head here is pretty awesome. All right, and I thought we'd end with a final painting. This is one of her paintings. Completely different, right? It's a head wrap. Women all over Africa, depending on your tribal group, wrap their hair. And different tribal groups wrap their hair differently, and your status also determines how you wrap your head. If you're a married woman, there's a different style of wrap than what a single woman would do. I don't know all over Africa. Africa is huge. I do know the 3 African countries I visited, women wrap their hair, wrap their heads. It's a style thing, and they do fantastic. Even the youngest girls know how to wrap, and they can fold and twist fabric like I've never seen. All right, any last minute thoughts, questions, ideas, comments? I thought she was a great person to end Women's History Month with, because she's kind of, what could we say, powerful, dynamic, outspoken, and yes, Eileen, unusual. I've never seen her work in person, but I look forward to the opportunity to see her work. It's a bit of everything. If you like fabric, if you like fashion, she's could be your go-to person. If you like traditional sculpture, she's certainly gifted at that. And if you are a painter, you could appreciate her work. All right, so today, what we're going to do is figurative work. And I leave it up to you, whether you do full figure or portrait. I want you to work in color today. And if we had Bill here, I was going to do a lot of warm-ups today, but I'm going to be the model today. So I'm leaving the door wide open today. Be bold, be brave. You can start with pencil if you like, the way I recommend that you do. You can go straight for color if you like. It's all up to you. Gather up the materials that you need, and I will get ready to pose for you. We will do shorties first. I think we'll start with 5 minutes. We're not going to do the really short 3-minute poses. And then we're going to go right into 15. We'll go from 5 to 15, and we'll see what time we have left after that. All right. Let's art on. And I'm probably going to take my mask off if people aren't worried about being exposed. Well, I want to be sensitive to what people want. Okay. The camera's not on.
Yeah, I'm doing color today. My watercolor pencil.
There is water there, brushes, paint. If you have any difficulties opening up the jars of paint, it probably means you have to take it to the ladies or men's room and run it under water for a couple seconds. Acrylic paint, when it dries, it's like glue. If it gets hard around the rim of the jar, it's difficult to open.
Liz.
Yes.
Approach it.
Are you happy with it?
I am, how much I'm gonna go to an exhibition at the end of April, that I'm gonna post it. And I'm lucky to make it myself. You work so hard. Yes. By the way, you know, any other exhibit, go to the.
You and more.
I have extra, you can take on these.
Well done. Another thing you can do. Use the name.
You got the photograph, and you know, straighten it up and then. I have to straighten it up, that photograph. No, go ahead.
Oh, you mean put it on?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering how to make the, if I photograph it, how to make the image.
Yeah, what's your photograph?
I do have Photoshop.
There are ways to make it higher to.
Right, that I want.
It's easy to do. We have a minute after class,
Yes,
because it's a long explanation. Okay, one more second, guys. Start posting. Laura, can you do this one? Or are you busy working? Somebody volunteer to time the posting?
I
All right, I'll do it.
You want to fly first?
Yes. It's a shorty, I'll stay up. All right, we're gonna start whether you're ready or not, sorry. And Lincoln, well, we're gonna start.
Get the camera, let's get the camera on for the people at home, so we can.
I'm sorry, Joe.
How long?
This is 5 minutes.
Are we starting?
Not yet.
Okay. No.
Thank you. Camera's ready. Don't encourage me to talk.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. It's so funny.
Some people have started drawing already. Those of you who are here, you're lucky. Yes. All right, let's begin. 5-minute pose. Oh, and I didn't make it clear before. I hope it was obvious, but we're doing figurative because Mary Sabande is very figurative. Okay. Oh, that's your alarm. Okay, so we're gonna do one more 5 minutes as a warm up.
Okay. Mhm.
Then we're gonna do some long poses. Everyone at home, okay? Looking good? Okay. So what time is it? This will do 15. We're gonna go up to 15 minutes. The longer one. So I invite you to try using paint. Please somebody to drag that paint all the way here. Everyone to try color today. If not the paint, try using pastels. Ready?
Want another chair? Let's put a leg up. Comfy.
Maybe for the next one.
Okay.
So that's a little boring. So that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready. We turn this way. Begin. Again, if you feel like it, double check what I said about the color. Is it British flag? No, I think I might be misquoting something I read at Shabande. I don't want to be telling people the wrong thing. If you should first drawing, try
Yeah,
to draw, and then at the end of this pose,
Okay,
I know you like to research, that's why.
Yeah.
If you're in the mood to do further research on why she uses red, white, and blue. Or I'll do it at the end of this pose.
well, let me, that one photo where the image has an S on it. I wonder if that's
Yeah. I don't know.
What do I need to do today?
I got to look at me. Can't draw the object if you're not looking at it. remember? The name of the group. Donald Cullen was president. Friends of Church Square Park.
Put their name. Who else was in the school?
Chris and Beth Welch. They live in the greenhouse with the purple shrimp across the street from the roofs. No. Fran and the Beths were big over them. And they- Bill and Sue Ellen and Tommy. Most of the people on the first floor block. Because, believe it or not, Church Square Park used to be part of the first floor. Jerry Wasserman, isn't that good? Dinner at the Grace. Okay. And then architects went around to all the public schools to talk to the kids, public and private. And the kids did drawings of what they wanted the park to look like. Wow, very cool. Yeah, it was a great process.
There is actually a friends group existing right now.
Yeah, you remember.
Yeah, but it's like, getting people to pay attention. Get involved. So I'm hoping this process will wake people up.
Are you gonna have like a table under the tent?
Well, no, I'm not involved. In fact, I kind of pulled back from that group. It was just like some shade tree.
less of your phone, and more of me. Let God lead your perfection. Actually, we're gonna take a break after this, and I'm gonna read to you something I found about how to fight negative self-chat. Some writings I found about how to stop negative self-chat. Chat. So we're gonna take a minute. Robin, how many minutes left? Please? 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Seconds. Free cosmetic consultation.
Thank you, Liz.
That's great.
It's regret that I can't come around and help you. I want to put up on the screen though, very quickly. Oh, Laura, can I do this now? Folks at home, I'm going to read this so you can hear it too. We're going to take a short little break. But you're not going to see this. Folks here, you can stretch and listen to me, but I can't share the screen right now. I found this little article called How to Stop Negative Self-Chat. And it goes like this. Here's how you can begin to stop raining on your ideas and opportunities. And this is something that artists do all the time. There's a whole introduction here. It's written by a woman named Chris Mitchell. She is a career coach for artists. And she says that artists do this all the time. Artists are guilty of negative self-chat more than most people. So here's some tips on how to stop this negative talk of I can't do it, I hate my work, I'm never going to be any good. Instead of letting those words go through your head, try this. Build your awareness. Ask yourself, is this what I want to be feeling or doing about my creative practice? What do I want to be feeling or doing? Start consciously choosing to cultivate new questions. Ask, how else can I think about this? Ask more and better questions of yourself. Here are examples you might try. What are the facts? What assumptions am I making? What's important to me about trying this new thing or exploring this new direction? What could go right? Stop saying to yourself, what could go wrong? Or it's going to go wrong. I know I can't do this. Start saying, it's going to go right. I'm going to succeed. What is working instead of what is not working? What can I learn? How can I learn from trying this new thing? And what do I need to focus on? And when you're drawing anything, you need to focus on what you're looking at. All right, so I hope that helps. In fact, I might send this to everybody as an attachment.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
That would be great.
All right, I'll do that during the week. And if I forget, somebody please remind me. All right, so we're going to go back to drawing.
What was I looked at the South African flag, but what was the question that you wanted to know?
I wanted to know if the red, white, and blue colors that she seems to repeat over and over again have a relationship to the British flag.
Yeah.
You couldn't find it?
You have to do that at home. This isn't,
Okay.
the phone isn't powerful.
All right, so I'm going to state publicly right now that I'm not sure. I said earlier that she uses red, white, and blue a lot because it's about British colonialism and the British flag. And I think I might have been incorrect in that. So if somebody feels like looking that up and letting us know,
Yeah, 'cause
that
I
would be
wondered
awesome.
Whether the use of the blue, for example, was the color that was used or dictated.
Did you find what the colors of the South African flag are?
What's her name? Yes, yeah, but they've got green too.
But they also have red, white, and blue?
Yeah, but it doesn't,
You don't have to show me. I believe you.
The Union Jack has red, white, and blue.
That's the British.
Yeah.
yeah.
That I know. So
Yeah.
does the American.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to start. This pose will be another 15-minute pause. That'll bring us to 11:30. And then we're gonna end with a longer 20 to 25-minute vote. What was your name again? Mary Sabande, Sibande. Okay, I want to get another chair.
When will we color?
Well, your choice now is to go back to a drawing you've already started and start using color. Or, work in color directly on these longer votes. Guess I didn't make that clear. So it's up to you. When you start using color, it's entirely up to you. Does that help?
Yeah. Laura wrote a long description. For the colors.
Oh, Laura, could you read it? Everybody listen up. Lauren found out why Mary Sabande uses red, white, and blue.
In the United States, blue and red denote opposing political positions, with purple occupying the middle ground. For South African artist Mary Sabande, these colors reflect her responses to stages of her own nation's political history. With their changing dramatic motifs, her hyperrealistic sculptures and photographs lead us on an emotional path from melancholy to revolt to rage. Period.
Wow. Tell Lauren, thank you very much. That was
Yeah,
helpful.
that was.
Hey, Lauren. She is, I forgot. She's been away for a while. I forgot. She's our champion.
You want to ride that horse?
Yeah, I love that. Was my favorite piece. Was her on that stallion.
Giddy up, Liz.
To do something interesting with fabric because dang those, what she does with fabric, right? You fabric people who are here. This artist does with fabric is amazing.
Copper seal, black on black. fabric.
I know, I didn't know I was gonna be the model today. Folks at home, I'm sorry, I've got black. That's harder to see on Zoom.
Really bright blue. And red.
Can you see me on screen?
Or my.
Folks at home, can you see me?
Yes.
To make sure I can hold. You ready? Is this 15? Yes, this is 15. Folks who are sitting behind me, if it's not interesting to you, look at the TV. Gee, you're making me hungry. No, you're adorable. Keep eating. I'm teasing you. Sit. Keep eating. I'm sorry. And while I'm thinking of it, we have recycling cans back. Thank you, Public and Library. Do not put any food in the recycling cans. Recycling cans are for paper, plastic bottles, and tin cans and glass only. No food waste in the blue bin.
There are already some oranges.
Should have reminded people at the beginning. My bad. Going forward, please do not put food garbage in the big blue garbage can.
Okay, and then let's the chair shoes on.
1 minute.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, then check my phone with home. And, then we'll do the final pose, which I think by then we'll be about 2 minutes.
My pictures don't look like you, Liz, but they're interesting people. That come up.
I'm honored.
They're very interesting people.
I'm honored, and we are specifically not going to do sharing today because unless you want to.
I want you to see yourself in that chair.
I don't want anyone to feel as if you had to portray me as I look. All right. Folks at home, good? Doris is shaking her head. Yes, everyone else is off camera, so I'm assuming you're fine. Margot, you good? Awesome. Lauren? Lizzie's good. Got a thumbs up. Lauren, you cool? Yes, I'm
Your
assuming.
computer. I'm cool. I'm good.
All right.
Thank you.
So this is our final pose and yeah, we can almost do 25 minutes, but then it'll be 12 o'clock and we won't have time to clean up. So we're gonna do a 20-minute, this is our final. I'm just glancing around, guys, these are magnificent. And I'm thrilled, most of you are using color. Susie, I have to say, I've never seen you work quite so hard. It's thrilling to watch people focusing so hard and really looking at the subject that you're trying to draw. All of you have been doing that. So I'm exceptionally proud of all of you today. Quite sure how to make it different. How many minutes? We'll do 20.
What, Mrs. Barrett, can you turn it or flip it?
You want the red cube?
No, it's too hard, too heavy.
You can pull a bill and read a book. I'm like, he does that.
You do?
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of like normal.
I don't have a book. I could read my emails on my cell phone. That's normal activity. What's going on here?
If you want this.
Are you going back?
Yeah, you're so awesome.
If you love crafts.
I don't know. It's heavy though, but I wanted to, but I don't.
All right.
All right.
It's too heavy, but thank you. Love craft. Okay. See if I can do this. Uh-oh.
No. Like that.
You could put your coat on the back of that chair if you need to.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, and then you can time out when you need to, Liz.
Thank you. Good luck. Let's do this, and if you haven't used color yet, Susie, try and use color. Use colored pencils or something. There's some turquoise box back there that has colored pencils. If you want.
Susie's rocking the front. Just put
Really
that
good.
out there.
Just look at her. And look at Eileen's using. I'm making very fat. Judy's working in color. Everybody, awesome. You know, you're working so hard. Thank you. Starting. Okay, great. 20 minutes. And as soon as we're done, we have to clean up. As always, particularly today, since we're not going to share, if you want to send me JPEGs, please, people at home, send me JPEGs if you want. I'm always happy to offer advice. On PBS last night. What was it? Numerical experience about the anti-war protests in 1969 and 1972. Good. It's called The Movement and the Madness. It's great. What color is the audience? I mean, you and I were there, you know, so I wasn't even in the country. about the March on Washington and San Francisco and New York. Laura, you'll appreciate this. They had a great shot at Richie Haven saying,
Wow.
"Sin." This is support of the library. You can walking up on Washington Street. Richie Haven? Yeah. He lived in Jersey City, didn't he? No, it's, he lived here in Melbourne. He did? He had a studio at the Monarch. On speech slide inside. forgot to tell everyone too, I went to the solo show when Get She Moved. She is an artist who just recently talked about. It is at the new museum, which I believe is 205 the Bowery. It is a magnificent show. I recommend it highly. Go if you can. Don't think the library offers passes for the new museum, but the senior ticket at the new museum was $15. If you're a senior, it's not that much. Mm-hmm. How many minutes left, Robin?
6:46.
Those of you who are using feet, 1 more minute, I think, and then we should start cleaning up. It's gonna take you longer to clean up. Paint people, if you could stop a little bit earlier, but greatly appreciated. And we're gonna use the bathrooms for watching brunches. Please. Now, Susie, you don't have to stop. Now everyone's. Well, they're lucky they don't have to stop it.
I'd like to share if we have children. Four minutes, 40 seconds. Yes.
You didn't hear what I was.
I did not. Heard candles in the rain. I didn't hear the rest.
Melody said. That's really wise, wasn't it?
I think I remember them.
Right. Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yeah. Is anybody joining me?
At home, dogs.
Okay, wait.
Dogs.
See you both. No, people are still doing it home, and there's still time left in the post. Where's Robin? Where's Robin?
5 minutes ago. Only you.
That was funny.
No, 2 minutes, we still have 2 minutes.
Oh,
She transferred it.
oh, sorry. I think we're done.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry.
That's fine, I'm just getting back on this.
Oh,
I'm here waiting.
Hey, Liz, I'm gonna tell the people I don't want to take my phone.
I haven't forgotten to.
All right.
Oh, gee. Someone died, so I don't know if you can share.
That's okay.
Yeah, you can go to my laptop.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I just wanted you to see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just- Do you need any help? In case you want to see yourself.
Absolutely. Thank
Red
you.
and pink hair.
So let me say to the people at home first, and then Jay and I will look, and anyone else here who wants me to look at their work. What a great class. If you want to share, please send me JPEGs. Margot, you have problems? No, you're good. Okay.
And yeah,
Lauren, welcome back. Hope to see you again next week. Lizzie, I hope things went well. Please do send me JPEGs if you want advice. Next week, we will begin April, which is National Poetry Month. We will be celebrating artists who either are inspired by poetry that they've read or who, whatever the reverse of that is. I forget.
depressed.
I'm old. I forget. Or I forget what it is, but it's really wonderful what we're doing next week. All right, and I'm going to put in the chat before I say goodbye, Wangechi. Yes, but I forget if they were inspired by poetry or they created paintings that oh, that's what it is. That other poets were inspired by their paintings to write poetry. So Van Gogh is the first artist. You're welcome. Have a great week, everyone.
You know what will be a big challenge for a class? Satanic art.
Satanic art. I don't know if that's acceptable to the library, but it's a possibility.
Still on.
Thank you, Lauren, for coming. And Wangechi, I'm not spelling it correctly. Wangechi. Bye. Bye, Judy.
Thank you.
Muti is at the new museum. Awesome show. If you can see it, do go.
Yeah.
We have spoken about her in the past.
Definitely developed.
I'm sending that to the chat. I hope everybody saw it.
Lucci. Okay.
Okay, art on, and